Recorded. Yeah, it's the Ted Hanky podcast. It's proper class. Tune in. It's gonna be minty. Now then, it's Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky podcast. It's going to be proper class, as always. Got a ramshanked show for you, so you better give it a like, give it a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share it with all your mates, especially any mums that you know, because I'm only in it for the mums, you know what I mean? Right, joining me, as always, is my good mate, Mala. How you doing, mate? All right, yeah?
All right.
We're having a nice little coffee with a Ted Talks Ted Hanky mug, available from the website, tedhanky.com, if you're wondering.
Who made this coffee, Ted?
I'll be honest, mate, it's been there a week.
It seems like it as well. All right, teesside, we are proud, and yeah, don't ever let Ted make you a cup of coffee, because I think this is just bovril, to be honest with you.
Do you know what? It's not even. It's just leftover meat gristle, if I'm honest. Yeah, but it's tasty.
It is.
You know,
well, it's good for you.
It's what do they call those little craft coffee bars at the moment?
Shite.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So good. Yeah, well, we've got a cracking show and stuff for you. We're going to be talking about various topics and discussion points like we always do. But first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for welcoming back the podcast. Last week's episode flew up the charts, and we got to, at one point, number 8 in the Great Britain stand-up podcast chart, which means we were directly just below Russell Brand, which no one wants to be.
Well, I think it's a bit controversial, that, isn't it? I mean, what was this podcast chart for?
I think I'd rather be behind him than him behind me, if I'm honest. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Anywhere that man, I mean, he's quite moving, and he could
is, yeah. Oh, look at me, I'm a prick. Yeah, so we're happy about that. Will we get to number 1? I very much doubt it, because it's that ginger fella and that Korean lad, not the ones from the social club, who you know. The Bad Friends podcast, they're number 1. They're American, they've got a lot of clout. Andrew Santini and Bobby Lee.
Tito Santana? He was a wrestler, wasn't he?
Yeah, Bruce Lee. They've got a podcast, and that's number 1, and it has been forever.
It's highly racist, that, Ted. You can't call a lad Bruce Lee just because he's an Asian type lad. Do you know what I mean? Oh, lad, what you going to do? I mean, he might be Bruce Lee for all I know.
But his surname's Lee, and he is Asian.
Oh, well, fair enough. Hey, that sorts it out then.
Trying to get me cancelled, Mala. You know what I mean? You used to do that with One Eye John's shop on Westbury Street as well. We won't go into the details.
Just because the lad was a Cyclops, you can't call him One Eye John.
Oh, you class. Yeah. But yeah, we flew up the pod, so thank you very much. Lots of people watching it on YouTube. So I hope you're listening with your looks and watching with your eyes. And if you don't have either of them, there's no point me saying anything, is there really?
Well, if you don't have any of them,
what you do?
That was vibrations, that. No, that's how moles cut around. Have you never seen the lads?
What?
They can't hear now, they can't see now, and they just work on vibrations.
Right. I know bats do, but I didn't know moles.
Well, yeah. I honestly, right, I was capturing moles in the garden, and the lad said to me, "Has your lass got a vibrator?" I said, "Well, she's got multiple." Do you know what I mean? So I went, got a couple, dug holes and put them upside down in the garden and turned them all on. It was like tremors, right? And then all of a sudden the mole lads started popping their heads up and that. But I think they were disgusted by seeing 12 vibrators in the front garden, so they just fucked off again.
Right, okay, yeah. Good.
Yeah, I am available if you want mole catcher and apper, but your neighbours might not like the techniques, but it does work.
Yeah. Mole removal service, but he won't take any away from your body, will you?
No,
that's dangerous.
It is.
It is very dangerous, yeah. Have you heard the news, Mala?
No.
Right, I'm going to tell you the news. Apparently the rumours are they're only getting back together. They're getting back together, the biggest band ever.
Well, I've got it. Well, yeah. We are Teesside, we are proud. Welcome back, Jedwood. I knew you should do it, lads. Come on. Yeah, I tell you what, right? Your haircut was always class. He always said you were rubbish. I always knew you were class. You should have won X Factor. I don't even know what Cow's on about. If you need someone to look after you, Mal is your man. Do you know what I mean? What?
No, it's not Jed would have never separated because the two brothers who actually bum each other.
True. Right, well, are they?
Allegedly, they are brothers who are also lovers from the same mother.
I thought that was the Island lads.
I might be wrong then. Anyway, they've never split up. No, I'll give you a clue. Right, are you ready? I'm going to get into it now. Are you ready? This is who's getting back together. Apparently, it's not Razor Ramon. If you are wondering there, I'm glad. Can I ride with Cyril Sneer in my Vauxhall Cavalier, drinking ginger beer? I'll even lame steer till we find a place to park the car for free. Then I'll reach on over and whack up his big purple snout. Since we've been friends, I prefer this to the lass's clout.
But I know who you're trying to be here.
Who am I?
I think you're trying to be them lads that were much better than Blur, and that'd be Oasis, wouldn't
That's
you?
That's correct, yeah, Oasis together. And I thought I'd write a little song there about my love from the Raccoons, my favourite cartoon from, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s.
Because you look like Cyril Sneer.
I don't look a bit like Cyril Sneer, but you, when you wear glasses, look like Cedric. So I love Cyril Sneer. I love Bert Raccoon. I thought I'd do it. I would wank off his big purple snout.
Well, that's the thing. Our broadback, one of her vibrators looked like a Cyril. We used to call it Cyril for that very reason.
Really?
It was like bent. You know when you get a bent wang?
Yeah.
Bent wang? Are you sure that wasn't that lad who does the podcast?
Does your lass, like, you know where a clitoris is? Is it yellow like Cyril Sneer's tooth?
I've never known what a clitoris is, Ted, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
That's the first time that word clitoris has ever been used on a podcast.
Well, aye.
True facts there.
Class.
Yeah. We're breaking barriers all the time, you know what I mean?
Breaking bad with that song there, Ted.
I know. Class, wasn't it?
It was mint, though. Yeah. That was class.
I know.
Are them lads, are they definitely coming back?
Yeah, apparently there's going to be an announcement. This podcast goes out on the Friday, so let's record 2 different expressions just so we're covered.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, we'll do it now, yeah.
Right. All right, then.
So, all right, hang on. Hey, Mala, Oasis are getting back together.
Get in! I knew it'd happen. It's class. Midnight at the Oasis. Sing your camel to bed. We'll all be under the sand dunes real soon. We'll kick up a little dust. Call out. Cactuses are friends.
Right, now, hang on. Hey, Mala, Oasis aren't getting back together.
Good, there was shit anyway.
Crap.
I always liked Blur better.
Yeah, I like Supergrass.
Well, we've heard, haven't we, Thornaby?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't me.
Well,
they were genuine nonsense. I didn't say anything. Just got caught out in a playground. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, people say that they do. You know, Ted, that is class. And I knew, right, that if you held on to that haircut long enough, they'd come back.
I knew it'd come back. I knew it'd come back.
You do look a bit like Liam nowadays.
So that's great news, isn't it? I mean, I think they're going to do some big concerts. They might even do some festivals, Mallet. And I know you've been going to festivals lately.
I have, Ted, but I just want to say this now, before we move on quickly. Weren't we at one of the second from last Oasis concerts? Didn't we go?
We
if
went.
I remember rightly.
Stadium of Shite.
Stadium of Shite. It was absolute class.
With Reverend and the Makers,
Florence and the Machine,
Kasabian, and Oasis. Enemy. It was the Enemy.
Enemy.
It was the Enemy. It was Reverend and the Makers, the Enemy, Kasabian, and Oasis.
Yeah, and they were all class. Except
I smuggled in a bag of wine up my top like that, so it made me look like I had a fat belly, and people were filling up their little cups of wine through my belly button spout. And old Julie, she took a full picnic in, if I'm being honest, yeah.
And I did a class jump of the barriers because I was in because I paid for the worst seat I could possibly get, didn't I, Ted?
Yeah.
Right, and I was sat down and I walked all the way down from the back, and I was like, I got to the front bit where people were stood up, and I did the old yawn, and I went to the security lad, which was from Sunderland, so I knew he was an absolute fanny, and I was going to take him anyhow. And I went, hey mate, what time is it? And when he went like this and moved his massively fat hand up, I just jumped over him and ran off, and it was class.
He did, yeah. It was good for 2 points because you were doing my head and sat next to me. So I was glad that you'd went.
Well, I went up there and did all my dancing for him. I loved it.
Yeah, but festivals, Mala, you've been going to some, haven't you?
Been to a few, Ted.
You've been to that Hard On Live one?
I was not what I expected Hard On Live. I expected it to be a full-on porn fest, but it was just music.
Yeah.
But I went to Hardwick Live.
That's it. Oh, it's not Hard On,
Hardwick
sorry.
Live. Me and Broadback went, and it was class.
Was she dressed very festival-like? Did she have one of them big tie-dye skirts on and a boob tube?
She did. She had a boob tube on, and she had like a skirt on and that. And every borough lass that went to that festival, they had like a bit of glitter on the face there. Do you know what I mean?
Like they've been to a glitter bukkake.
No, it's like, right, when you go to festivals, you think you're fucking 3-year-old and like, oh, let's get a bit of, like walking around with full-on Spider-Man masks on and stuff. What's wrong with yous? Just go and watch the music.
I once gave a lass a Spider-Man. Spider-Man mask.
Not at a festival, Ted. You get chucked out for that sort of thing.
If you know what that is, you know the dance.
But anyway, yeah. So we went there and it was class. And it was like, I tell you, it was really good. Sophie Ellis-Bextor was class.
Oh, do you know what?
She was mint.
I would pop my full length and both testicles into her at the same time.
She was lovely and she was class. However, I did chuck about 50 million aeroplanes onto the stage.
I thought you were going to say. I did chuck a few heated pound coins at her.
We're not in the Queen's now.
Like you used to do with the homeless people.
We're not in the Queen's now, Ted. Right? And I
do you know what I like about her? I like the way she says dance. Murder on the dance floor.
I just like the fact
I'll stick it up your ass. I love her. I fucking love her.
I just like it's. I like the fact a man was in Blue Peter. Be mint. Murder on the dance. Anyway, yeah, she was class, right?
Yeah. Did she do that Groove Jet one?
Yeah, that was class. That was class. She did that.
Groove, baby.
And then she went. Then the next one was the Charlatans, who were mint because it's who I wanted to go and see the Charlatans. I wasn't bothered about anyone else. I wanted to go see the Charlatans. But yeah, they were class, but they weren't really class because they were just being the Charlatans. You know, your man was just giving it that
one to another.
Yeah, and that's the only song anyone knew.
Your mother.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Well, and that was the only one they knew. And then who were mint, right, with that Snow Patrol. They were class. A band named after lads just desperate to get some gear at like 4 in the morning and they're just ringing round people.
We've even got t-shirts. We're on Snow Patrol, aren't we? You know what I mean? Here, you got some. Here, half's on that now, gives a key. Yeah, Snow Patrol.
But they were class. And that's who our Broadback wanted to see, right? So, like, to be fair, right, she's a large lady, right, and she wanted to get on my shoulders, and I couldn't quite manage it. So luckily, there's a couple of rugby lads, and we give her one of them lifts, you know, like where they go up to pick up the ball.
Fucking
so
hell.
1, 2, 3, and all three of us lifted it like a human scaffold, right?
What, like on the throwing on rugby?
Well, yeah, we had her up there like that. She went, oh, as she went up, right?
Yeah.
Right, and anyway, we were up there, and then like Gary Lightbody, who's the lead singer, he's on stage and he starts playing.
Hang on, is that not a reference to her, is it?
No, definitely not. Right, and we got her up there and she went, I fucking love you, Gary. And she whacked the fiery biscuits out.
Oh, my God.
She did, she had them out, right?
Oh, my God. Put away those fiery biscuits.
Put away those fiery biscuits. And Lightbody, right, just stopped the concert dead and he went, ow, hey.
Do the voice.
He went, hey, put those biscuits away.
Put away those fiery biscuits before I'm sucking my mouth. So I am, Elizabeth.
Was that Jim McDonald or Macho Man?
It was every Irishman is Jim McDonald for me.
And
so it is.
So it is. But he went, hey, he stopped and he went, ow, stop the concert. Everyone, stop it. Ow, love, put them waps away. It's disgraceful. But he did go, well done, lads, on the hard work you've put into getting her up there. And everybody give us a little round of applause, man. It was quite good. But at that stage, I was like on the floor having some sort of convulsion.
Yeah.
But that's because I'd been to see like DJ Harvey in the dance tent for about 6 hours beforehand. Big box, small box, big box, small box. It's class.
And she has got a big box.
Big box, small box. Well, no small box.
Big box, small pox.
Can I just say this though, right? Listen, Teesside. We are Teesside, aren't we, Ted? And we are proud. But have a word with yourselves, right? I had young Mallet at that festival, right? We're going to use the toilets.
I can't believe you called your son Young Mallet as well.
Young Mallet. That's like, what his name is.
I know you like that Young Blood singer, but it doesn't have the same ring, does it?
I think in years to come, it'll be a genius move.
Young Mallet.
right? So me and young Maller's only a burn, mind, right? And there was loads of burns there.
Yeah.
Went to the festival, didn't we? It wasn't even late. We're talking about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Go to use the toilets. There's them stand-up pissy porta potty things. All the lads tasting what the keys smell like. Do you know what I mean, Teesside? Out here, and there's kids and parents and that using the toilet. No one's bothered and that walking around in your gym king. You're lucky you don't get a slap. I'm telling you now. Right, that's it.
You've got to put that key in your front door as well.
Exactly.
Why don't you just have a little bit of sense and, like, if you're like me and you're on the Sheila shit, you get a nice little scoop with it as well, and you can carry that around with you if you need to.
If you're on the Sheila jet, you probably need to go in the porta potty more often because it sets you like normal, doesn't it?
That's the Sheila jet. If you've never been on the Sheila jet, get yourselves on it, man. I've got a discount link as well. Message me, I'll send it to you. It's mint.
Don't listen to him. He's full of shit. Never mind Sheila shit. Right. Anyway, Sheila shit. That sounds wrong. Don't. Right. We'll move on, Ted, over to you.
I fucking hate festivals. I really do.
Use him for Advic Live next year to do the advertising.
I'll MC the main stage. No, Hardwick. I fucking hate festivals.
I'll tell you what, Are you, Ted? You're right, because that fucking Kevin and Perry were on again. How fucking shit are you?
The imitators.
The shit.
The copycats.
Fucking shit. They just do Kevin and... You shit. That was a joke. It wasn't funny 25 years ago.
I've got an erection.
Oh, ridiculous.
Hello, Mr. Patterson. I don't know. Fuck yeah, crap. I wouldn't have turned down a part in it back in my acting days, like, you know what I mean? But, festivals aren't for me. It was bad when we used to go to, like, the tribute ones and stuff like that, and, it was just full of absolute weapons and whoppers.
But we were working, Ted, there was a difference.
I know that, but, like, it's just, like, everyone thinks they're just fucking, oh, look at me and me fucking wellies and me daft glitter on my face, and, oh, I've got a T-shirt on from a band I don't even own an album for.
Yeah, but you used to just spin a marder on the waltzes, didn't you?
Fucking right, did I, yeah?
Well, I used to MC.
Have you ever been, because I once got piped off on the waltzes.
That's a dangerous thing to do.
It is very dangerous. It was very dangerous. But, you know, there was that much G-force. You didn't really come up for any air, so there was no bitage risk. It was a very pleasurable experience.
All excellent names for future albums. G-force, bitage risk, come up for air.
Yeah.
Class.
And when the guy was spinning us asking if we want to go faster, I was going, yeah! Oh, it was naughty days. Naughty days on the days of the fairground, when we worked on the fairground, Mallory. You used to give them donkey rides out, didn't you?
You don't call them donkeys. They were lovely girls. I mean, I didn't mind. Do you know what I mean? Lovely. All girls need a bit of loving.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, we're going to just end this section on the point that all festivals are for bell whiffs.
That's why I go.
IDST. If this is still true.
I thought it was one of your diseases.
No, I've had them all, but that's yeah. Hey, Bella, right, listen, let's end on a very, very good discussion point. It should be fun, this, but what do you think about today's television?
I don't watch it, Ted.
Oh.
There you go, that's a discussion over.
Thank you very much for tuning into this week's show. I was thinking, like, if you could reinvent television shows or create your own, or even, like, bring back one that was proper class and is no longer around, what would it be and why?
Well, to be honest, Ted, I have thought about this when you told me to think about it the other week for a discussion point. Sorry,
this is a fully improvised podcast.
Sorry,
Alan.
right? I've just thought about this now, Ted. Is that better?
Yeah.
Well, right. So for me, I think you've got to look at the schedule, right? Because it's all messed up, isn't it? Like
what, like in the TV Times?
No, not like that. Like how you lay out your day to watch telly.
Right.
So, like you wake up in the morning, right, and what's your options on your normal channels? It's like doom, doom. Loads of people sat there going, right, some shit happened last night, and because you've just got out of bed, right, I'm going to tell you what the shit is. And so as soon as you wake up, you start listening to all this rubbish, and it puts you in a bad way straight up, doesn't it?
I time my wake up perfectly for Lorraine Kelly, so then I can have a little rub out.
She doesn't go until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Ted.
No, it's 10 o'clock. Wake up, Lorraine. Oh, hello, Ted. Ooh. Back to sleep.
Ain't she like 70 now?
Don't matter.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm telling you, so I don't like that. So I'd sort something better out in the beginning. So I've thought, right, something educational, something a bit racy for the lads,
I
right?
thought you said racist there.
No.
Racy,
Right.
yeah.
Do you know that TV programme with them two lads that are like scientists and it's called Mythbusters?
All right.
Right, how about this? We use that concept,
Yeah.
but we completely change it.
Yeah.
So it's me and you,
Yeah.
right, are two badass cops, right, and we go and we have to arrest prostitutes, myth busters like the Miffs, do you know what I mean? And like we bust them because we use our super large penises to impregnate them, right? Myth busters. And like they're always shit hot. Like when you get in and you can do that run down the alleyway with a bit of music behind you, and then you jump on them and land in a bin.
Yeah.
I don't know why you land in a bin, but you land in a bin and then you put the handcuffs on and she's got,
How was your myth?
She goes, ooh. Like that, not like she's in a karaoke. Oh, matron.
Yeah.
Not like that. Exactly.
Then I start, and I start spinning my trunks around like that.
Then you just go, like
Like a Batman, like a scene
and
change,
it spins round,
Yeah.
and then afterwards she's just having a fag. But don't worry, we've thought about the health and safety. All the bins have been removed, so there's nothing that's going to set fire.
Yeah.
Right? And she's just having a fag, and she went, you truly have busted my myth.
I like it, Mythbusters.
And then you bring him downtown and he goes, listen, Ted, this is the 17th rape charge we've had of you in the last week. What are you doing? And then it ends there.
Right.
And then it goes on to week 2 where we're in court.
Yeah.
We're in court and like there's some brief and she's like, how dare you, start jumping on all these women all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, well, I. And the judge is also a bit of, you know what I mean? You would. You definitely would.
Yeah.
And I'm like your lawyer in there and I'm like, Judge, can we see you in your private chambers? And then we go in and then exactly. You get the format of the show, man.
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters.
Right, let's get a funding page going. Everybody who watches this podcast donate £100 and we're going to create Mythbusters.
Ted, that's only going to give us 300 quid.
Actually, I know, but we'll just run away with the money, like that bloke did with the catalogue fund, the kids' holiday money. No, that was me, wasn't it?
Vernon Kay?
He can't run.
Didn't he have Peter Kay's catalogue? Wasn't that his dad?
Not Peter Kay catalogue. Kay's catalogue.
Was it not Peter Kay's catalogue?
No.
Oh,
Well, just
that's
like
disappointing.
H5 garlic bread.
That's where I thought he made all his money from. Never
Right,
mind.
all right. What about if we brought back the kids' TV show Nightmare, right? But instead of being that you've got a team, haven't you? And you've got that creepy guy who looked like Zach Dingle. It might have even been Zach Dingle, I can't remember, with a beard, who's like, "Hello, children, welcome to Nightmare. Today we are going on a quest for fire," or something like that, right? And then
I just slightly remember this. Go on.
yeah, and then they've got a blindfold mask on like that, right? But the other person, they've got to just direct them into a room where it's full of ex-girlfriends, right? And then when they take the mask off, they just go, "Oh, nightmare." And then you've got to pick one of them to have another shindig with, because everyone's been back to an ex once or twice, haven't they? You know what I mean?
I think everybody, nobody, once you broke up, everyone always has that one last, shot, don't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. But I've got another idea for
All
you,
right.
Ted.
What is it? Pitch it to me.
Right. Everyone knows there's some wrong-uns about, isn't there? Right? Right? And I've
Loads.
sussed out who these wrong-uns are. Right? And it's been in front of us all this time, people. Right?
Not me.
Listen. The show To Catch a Predator. Have you seen it?
Yes.
What they do is they set someone up online and they're like, "Oh, I'm a little kid," and then some wrong'un comes and he's like, we message them and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to do rude things to you," and what they do is they're pretending they're a kid and they're like, "Oh, that's class, can I have a PlayStation as well?" And they set it all up right, and then when they
Hang on. Do you get a PlayStation?
No, you don't.
Right,
It's all to get these
Right,
wrong-uns
got
in.
it, yeah. I was gonna say.
And then when these space lads turn up, right, and they're coming in and they're like, "Rrr," and they're mimicking voices, and they're doing it all because they are wrong-uns, and they turn up at the door, and they're just about to ring the bell, and he comes out of the mud, because they can't see him. They cannot see him, because the heat seeking, that's how these lads can see, right? These space nonces, and you know you are, that's how they see it. And he comes up, and he's like, and he shoots him.
So his eyes open, and you see him in the mud.
Yeah, exactly. And he comes up, right, and he gets the space nonce, like, because Arnie's been texting him saying, oh, I'm a kid, come on, yeah, I love it, right? And he's been doing all that to get this lad here, because he knows he's a space nonce, right? And then this lad runs away, but Arnie shot him, Arnie's only shot him, this space nonce, right? And he goes, he's like leaving like green goo everywhere for some reason. Right? And then they can follow him to his nonce lair, and Arnie goes, if he bleeds, we can kill him. Right?
And then when he unmasks the nonce, does he go, you are one ugly nonce fucker? Correct. But this is the thing. This is why there's loads of nonces, and they're getting around without us seeing, because they're all them alien lads. The predators are the predators, man. That's what it is. Yeah. That's the show. To catch a predator. You get it? Yeah.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Right. I tell you what, right? If you won't fund this, people, what we'll do is we'll start a state-funded organisation which you will have to pay for with like an illegal tax, but we're just going to make you pay it anyway, regardless, right? And we'll put all our noncy friends in positions of power, right? And we'll make programmes that no one likes anyway.
Isn't that just called the Conservative government?
Well, it's something to do with the broadcasting, but I don't want to say it.
No, because I might get a job on there one day.
Ted wants to work there one day.
I'll work anywhere.
You can see, he will. He'll even work as one of Russell Brand's assistants.
Again.
Isn't that the fortune teller, Russell Brand?
What does the star signs? Yeah. It's Russell Grant. You always get Russell Grant and Joe Brand mixed up.
Disappointing.
Divvy. Right, I'm going to have to come up with another one now, Anna, because you've done two. Right, I'm going to bring back the Golden Girls, right? But it's a modern day version of the Golden Girls, right, where they're not nanas, right? They are just fit lasses, like lasses who probably, did well in Hollyoaks, right, and have been killed off or something like that. We'll get them together in the Golden Girls, and what it is, right, they're into getting pissed on. That's their niche. So they go around searching for rich men like that. Oh, Blanche, what are you going to do? I'm going to go and get Jan to piss all over me.
Ted, what? I think Channel 5 have already done this.
Have they?
Probably.
Oh, fucking hell.
Probably.
Great idea. I was going to ask that Michelle Keegan if she'd be in it as well, because I'd love to see her get weed on.
She'd only be in it if she could be like a policewoman or like an ex-soldier.
Yeah.
Like, because no one is that hard when they're 5'1". But it makes me hard, though.
Yeah. And I know a lad's a nice fella, that Mark guy, you know what I mean? He's got slightly bigger muscles than me.
And the dad was sound.
Hang on, but I'm a trained bare-knuckle boxer, you know what I mean? I've fought real men, I fought men in car parks and to win dogs and stuff like that. So... if he's watching this and he's upset by that, I'll have a chat with you about it, and I apologise because I appreciate she's your wife, but I'm a real man who fights in car parks, if you want to take it any further. I've been fighting since I was 0.
Yeah, and I'm not even like him. I just will fight you, no problem at all. Like Jim McDonald.
I believe we're offering Mark thinking, Mark, we're not Mark, we like you, we like your lass.
I am.
So we'll bring back the Golden Girls, we'll bring back To Catch a Predator, bring back Nightmare, and we'll bring back, what was the other one?
Mythbusters is technically a new creation.
Mythbusters. This is great, yeah.
Who's not going to watch this channel, people? Come on, let's get it made.
Right, well, that concludes this week's podcast.
Ted,
what's up, Mala?
Ted, right, I'm sorry, everybody, right, I've got to go at the minute.
Yeah.
Like, I've just had a phone call, and there's some Essex lad outside all greased up waiting for a fight.
Right, okay,
so I better go and get my head knocked in.
Yeah.
Just listen, I love you all. If I'm not back next week, sort something out with Ted, because this isn't happening. I'm quite scared now. See you later, everybody.
See you, Mala. Mala, if he asks about me, tell him I've gone. Right. Thank you very much for tuning in to another wicked episode of Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky podcast. It's proper class and that, you know what I mean? So please give it a share, give it a like, give it a follow. Follow the YouTube channel. I need to get it over a certain threshold of followers before I can afford to pay and make some money and buy food for the bairns and stuff like that. So please do just click follow. Even if you don't watch it, just fucking follow it. Simple as that. I just want to give a big shout out to the Warehouse Kitchen and Bar in Stockton, down Preston Farm Industrial Estate, near Macro and Soccer Sensations, who sponsor the podcast. We've got some great shows coming up as well. So at the Georgian Theatre, September the 13th, there is we've got the Scottish comedian of the year, Mark Nelson, and TV comedian Lauren Patterson, who are going to be doing some stand-up. And we've also got podcast star Dean Coughlin as well. You might have seen his podcast. He does it with his lass. It's class. He's hosting the show. Then we've got September the 14th, the next night at Chapel in Middlesbrough. Beautiful craft ale place. Pub turned into a bar. Church turned into a pub, don't know what I'm on about there. Got a show on there. Then over at the Warehouse on September the 18th, we've got our first quiz night, which I am going to be hosting some rounds, Ted's trivia rounds as well. It's only a £5 a person. You get some food. It's a Wednesday night, just a bit of a daft quiz, win loads of prizes. It's going to be proper mint. So please get in touch with the Warehouse. You just need to give them a call on 01642 054 177 to book your table. Then we've got our proper comedy night here on Friday, October the 4th with TV's Rob Rouse, been in loads of TV shows. He's proper Bob Mortimer in his style. You'll love him. Please get some tickets for that. They're only £12. And then over at the Sanctuary, which is a little bar next to the chapel. It's owned by the chapel in Middlesbrough. October the 20th, I am bringing Ted's Sanctuary of Laughs, which is where I host about 6 new comedians testing out new stuff as well. It's going to be proper class. Come and say hello. If you're a mam, come and pipe us off. Simple as that, really. So have a great week and, as per usual, up the borough and believe.